Now people want to hear my opinion on everything, not just women. They just want to hear what I got to say. So it's like, damn, if I really took myself more serious and my talents more serious, who knows what would have happened. So it was really like a reality check for me. It wasn't like it was celebratory, you know what I'm saying, but it really made me reflect on never sleep on yourself. Never second guess what you want to do for yourself, because you never know who you're going to impact. Like, I feel like that little video wasn't really nothing to me.
But you was doing it, even from watching it, you feel like that ain't nothing. What I really want,
I just feel like it's like, because some people go viral for dumb shit or like a moment, but it's like, that's me every day. So it's like, that's who I am. It's not like I turned it on for that moment. So it's just like, who you are resonates with people on a deep level. If you would have took that more serious and really just channeled your talents earlier, who knows what I would have been. But I'm blessed to be where I'm at. But it just was that's the lesson from it all. It wasn't about, oh, look at me. It was about like, damn, you slept on yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. That just made me to the point where you talked about we think we got to be a certain place by a certain time. And it's a black thing. But I get you.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right.
But that's what I was saying when it comes to the safety. Like, we do everything to feel safe. So we be like, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna do this because that feels safer. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we do. That's what our brain do. You know what I mean? But I think why it's a black thing is because we don't truly feel safe here in America.
Yeah. TK. Jersey. I've been on the grind, man, all it took was patience. That money on my mind, man, all I see is hating. He jocking on the low, man, you know the kid is wavy. Like how you mad at me when you know you're fucking lazy. Should've changed.
What's good, everybody? It's your girl, Health is Key, and we are back in the building with another dope episode. We've been on fire with the guests, baby. And yeah, as you can see, we are on a super grind mode because we are not in the studio. This was literally a last minute gym. And so, yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Health and Hip Hop. Shout out to my guy, Composer Rel. Who we got in the building today?
It's your boy Illa, you know what I'm saying? AKA illasophical, that's the name everybody running with on Instagram, but nobody really calls me that, you feel me? But, you call me Illa, you know what I'm saying? Here with Kiwi chopping up again, you know what I'm saying? Definitely a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So we did have a live that we did, and everybody was like, yo, y'all dropped some gems. So I just feel like we could just continue it, but now we don't have to have that time frame when it comes to how live works. So yeah, first off, I just want to ask you, your background. Excuse me. See, I'm not even in my studio, so I'm not used to asking the first question. We know our first question, pardon me, before we get into that. Our first question is, always on the show, is who your favorite artist? And we ask this to, people could relate to the way you respond, to why you like your artists and stuff. People could get a good sense of you. So who is your favorite artist, hip-hop wise, and why?
Nasir Jones, you know what I'm saying? I think Nas is the greatest rapper of all time, in my personal opinion. Like, I think it's people that, are more, like, Pac is like, he's more passionate, you know what I'm saying? Other people are more, they have more commercial success, but I just feel like as far as just conveying the concepts of the inner city and the plight of the young black man to music form, I don't think nobody's better than Nas. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he showed me what rap is really about. It's like, to me, if you can't convey some type of intellectual thought showing the plight of the black man and woman in the inner city and still make a person tap their feet, to me, you ain't doing it. Like, you have to be able to do both. Like, it's just, if you can't do it, you're just not that good. That's why it wasn't so many everybody couldn't do it back in the day. It seemed like back in the day, rap seemed hard. Like, you see rap, people like, I wish I could do that. Now anybody could do it, because they done set the bar so low. So cats like Nas, to me, is the standard for how you're supposed to approach hip-hop. Like, you know what I'm saying? And other people too, but I'm from the East Coast, of course, so, maybe I'm a little biased. But I think Nas is the best that ever did it. That's my favorite rapper, hands down.
Speaking of Nas, right? What do you think about his growth? Like, as amazing as he always has been, like, he just seemed like it's a whole different feel, in my opinion, it's a whole different feel to his music right now. Like meaning I feel like it's a whole nother version of him, like in the elevated way. Obviously he's older too, but like, to me, I just feel like, yo, it's amazing because, like, it still sounds like Nas, but it sounds like today. You know what I mean? And sometimes you hear like a hip hop artist that come out and it sound like 2000s when they was the fire version of them. Like it's not like yo making you want to like play it. I'm playing Nas album over and over. So, and that's my opinion. So, what is your opinion on how his music is now? Him being 50 and still dropping album after album after album. Like that's amazing to me.
I mean, as a person who raps, I think that when it comes to like rapping as you get older, I mean, of course, you still got to know how to rap. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nothing new under the sun. The only thing that really changes the slang terminology, but the concepts it's the same. The same shit that was going on in the 70s going on now. We might got social media, but the same like it ain't nothing really changing like people think. So I think when it comes to an older rapper staying the course, it comes down to production. I think the fact that he got with Hit Boy and he was able to get him on some tracks that cats could feel. Because to be honest, I think it's been that to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know like he had a little break with the Streets Disciple, but I feel like I don't think people really recognize what he already did. I think I'm glad he getting his flowers now, but if he ain't never dropped a King Disease or nothing, like Nas dropped a lot of shit that people just ain't really appreciate for real.
Fact.
And I think this is just really, with this run is just showing that, maybe we need to go back and listen. Because it was written and still crazy. Like the stuff he was saying, the way he rapped is like, Nas is crazy. Like Nas from like 94 to like 98, it's hard pressed to find a rapper better than Nas. Like I don't know what people be missing. Like people trying to say, oh, he fell off with I Am, and I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about. Like maybe I'm weird, but I love Nas. And then he also got bootleg. He's releasing the original bootleg of his I Am double. Did you know I Am was a double album originally?
Nah, I didn't know that.
I Am was supposed to be a double album called I Am the Autobiography. He got boot. He's one of the first artists that got really hit hard with the bootleg. Like he got bootleg, and then Lil Wayne later got bootleg with Carter 3. The Carter 3 that came out wasn't the original version.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that era.
That him and Lil Wayne is really
music before it came out.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
Him and Wayne, it really affected them hard because they had to change their whole album. That's why Nas ended up making Nostradamus. They were supposed to be on one album. So he just he split them up because he got bootleg. So he said, because he's supposed to give the record label 2 albums.
Oh, got you.
So he gave him 2 separate albums. But all those songs from Lost Tapes, all those songs from Nostradamus, and the songs that was on I Am was supposed to be on one album. If Nas would have dropped that album in its original form, it would have been arguably better than All Eyes on Me. Yup. And Life After Death. But the thing is, he's re-releasing it on Black Friday.
This Black Friday?
Yes, only on vinyl,
crazy. Only in
vinyl form. I think they're only dropping like 4,000 of them or something. But the I Am the Autobiography is coming out. The original version, it's amazing. Like I'm telling you,
I got a vinyl player too. I'm on it.
No, you got to get that. You know what I'm saying? Like you ever heard that song "Stay Scheming"?
Yeah,
That's Nas. That's Nas. They took that from Nas. That was a song that was supposed to be on. See, that's what I'm saying. Nas
I appreciate Nas, but you opening up a whole nother.
Nas is really that for real. You gotta think this man was selling triple platinum records when Pac and Big was in the height of their power. You know what I'm saying? Right. Everybody wasn't doing that. So Nas he the type of cat people ain't gonna appreciate till he out of here. It's a shame he had to make 6 albums at 58 or whatever, 50 years old for people to realize that this dude is he's really that. You know what I'm saying? And he's financially savvy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't got J money, but he a venture capitalist. So that means he's one investment away from going crazy. And I be asking cats.
With the ring.
Yeah, ring and all that. It's like, I be asking cats, like, so what if Nas hit a lick for like 2.5 billion? What you gonna say then? Because everybody say, oh, Jay got money, I say, what if Nas hit a lick and passed Jay, then what? That's why you don't need to be focused on money, because it can come and go. Nas with that pen and pad, ain't nobody better. Shout out, if you watching Nas, yo, you the GOAT, baby. Ain't nobody tell you different. I don't give a fuck what they talking about. Nasir Jones, baby.
So speaking of being 50, speaking of rap round and how it is today, right? I feel like it's crazy how like we got the only genre where it's not, to me it's not true, but it's like the people like, oh, you this age and you rapping, like you over 30 you rapping, like, but it's not looked at that in rock or any other genre, right? What are your thoughts on us as older adults rapping versus the younger crowd and that hype of we ain't supposed to be rapping if you're a certain age.
I feel like
what's your thoughts on that?
if you're good at something, you should still do it. Like if you can't rap, like some people get to a certain age and they out of touch, they not. But if you still can make a quality song, like you said, you should be able to do it. But I think that's a black culture thing. Even as take away rap, we feel like if we ain't made it by 25 or 30, we ain't. You know what I'm saying? We only look at life through the lens of youth. We don't respect anything over 30 when that's when the wisdom kicks in.
Facts,
with the elders. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing to make it to 50 and 40. You ain't falling off. Like you want to just live to 25 and die. It's like that's not life. Life is a journey. You supposed to embrace every aspect of it. I think that's a black culture thing where we just emphasize so much on youth and we don't understand eldership just in our culture, period. You know what I'm saying?
We lost it because I think we did at
Of
a point.
course.
I think we lost it.
In antiquity, of course. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about in the modern era, especially in the city, there's too much emphasis on youth and you don't even know a lot when you're young. So to focus so much on this time when you're not even learned enough and you discounting people when they're older, it's a lot of the best, like I still rapping some of the best stuff I made is recently. You know what I'm saying? Like I was hungrier when I was younger, but I have more of a seasoned mind. Like I could process things a lot better. So it's like some things it does get better. It's just words. That's all it is.
Facts.
It's not like I'm dunking a ball. Like why can't I talk over a sound in my 30s? Just think about what you're actually doing. I'm just talking over a beat. I'm too old to do this. You got Mick Jagger and them dragging around the stage. They hopping in, rapper. We ain't got to do too much movement. I'm just talking, bro. How can I do that? Because I'm 35. Like it's just crazy. And unfortunately, these days, the best rappers is over 30.
Facts.
Because this generation don't even respect the craft of writing, and they don't even get the concept.
No, getting better.
That's why. Look at 50. He just did a world tour. He sold out everything. Lil Baby, and a lot of these cats, they struggling to sell out, and they currently trending artists. So classic music never changed. I feel like our generation was the last generation exposed to real music, period. Not just real rap, but real music, period. So we got a greater appreciation for the process of songwriting and all that these young cats just ain't got. So I don't know. I think older people these days make better hip hop than the young cats.
Facts. Speaking of that, I feel like my boyfriend always talk about we listening to all the young people demos. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you making your first song, you got a video. Like, that's crazy in my opinion. Like, you just rap for the first time in the studio. You got a video out for it. It's released. So I got a question speaking on that age thing and the change in rap, right? With the topic with the D1 versus the Jim Jones and the Rick Ross situation, right?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that situation that's going on?
Now, when I first seen it, I was happy that somebody brought up the concept that D1 brought up, which is, if we're going, be effective in the community, then, we can't keep rapping about the same. I get that. And I was happy. But when I look back, I seen how Jim Jones responded. I seen how Rick Ross responded. And I think their responses was a little immature. But I kind of understand where they're coming from because it's like, if you really want to attack the problem today, like I see both sides.
Yes, absolutely.
If you really want to attack the problem today, call out. If you're not going to call out the current trending rappers, because you call Jim Jones, he's a niche. He has a niche market. Like people, like he's not trending everywhere. Like he's big on the East Coast. It's like I think Jim makes the best music out of Dipset. I think
Jim Jones is always rapping. Like
he got better too. And he kept getting. To me, Jim Jones is a perfect example of you shouldn't stop rapping at a certain age because he's actually gotten better in his 30s and 40s.
Absolutely.
Jim makes great music, and he don't just be talking a bunch of nonsense.
Absolutely.
I just think his response could have been a little more articulate. He could have just said, "Listen, brother, I wish you would have mentioned my name, but since you brought it up, blah 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 blah." It's like that was a great opportunity for Jim and Rick Ross to articulate themselves, not just get emotional and say, "Boy, what's up that with your head?" It's like you kind of made his point. You know what I'm saying? You could have pushed back on what he said and still did it with some type of decorum because he didn't disrespect y'all. He just mentioned your name. He said he loved you, brothers. So you didn't hear that. All you heard was, "Oh, he got dreads. He from New Orleans. He talking about me." It's like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? It could have just been a teachable moment for both sides.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because on the other hand, D1, it's like, okay, brother, You didn't call out the labels. You didn't call out the Leah Cohens. You didn't call out the people who pushed the button on these things. You didn't call out the Adam 22s, the Vlad TVs who interview and sensationalize a lot of negative. Like, it's a lot of people you could have called out that are bigger than just the artist. But I get what he's saying. So I just feel like I see both sides. And it's like, I just feel like sometimes our people, no offense to the South, but a lot of people in the South, it's like, everybody not going to church though. You know what I'm saying? Not to knock the church,
Yeah, I get
but
what you're
if you can't, when you come swinging a finger, you know, from a certain religious perspective, it's like you disrespecting other people's views because everybody don't see God how you see it. Everybody don't worship the way you worship. Everybody don't associate their spiritual thought with your spiritual thought. So to like shame people and say, you know, this is what God said. That's what your God said. You know, what if somebody's Muslim? What if somebody's a boot? Like, we can't keep waving our finger with the Bible at people, especially when you're talking about hip hop. Because the hip hop we know from the East Coast is a lot of knowledge itself in that. It ain't really a lot of these European takes on spirituality. So it's like it get a little tricky when you start talking that, you know, God said, and it's like, you know, that's why I think a lot of cats need to really do their homework on not just hip hop history, but Black history. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because you can't, it's tricky because over here, you know, where we from, you gotta show and prove. You can't just say whatever you want to say. You gonna have to, nigga, pull a book out on you real quick. Oh, beloved, where you get that from?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Where they do that at? So you coming from, you know, the Bible Belt and you swinging that at people, and it's some people in the hip hop community that feel like your faith may have been an antagonist to Black people. Are you ready for that conversation?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we open up these conversations like he's doing. We can go as deep as you want to go. So like, I get it, brother, and I respect it because it took heart to say that because a lot of people wouldn't. But you can also be looked at differently. You can also be questioned in even your spiritual approach to even judging if somebody's good or bad or what, because you're still limiting someone else to your spiritual understanding. Well, there's other views, there's other perspectives, other books of knowledge that you're not even addressing. And you're doing this in the world of hip hop that started in an area that is predominantly a lot of people that's Islamic and a lot of people that's dealing from a knowledge of self, maybe Pan-African based, that they not necessarily even deal with Christianity like that. So it's how far you want to go, brother.
Absolutely.
But you gotta think before you speak.
Absolutely.
So that's my take on it.
No, absolutely. So even dealing with like with me with the fitness, right? And what I've learned over the years is that whenever we want to change, we gotta feel safe enough to change, right? Meaning, so like for instance, is that if you got a lot of stress going on and things like that, it's hard for you to become a healthier or a better version of yourself if you're not in the safe space of rest and relaxation, right? And I just think as an artist and as a fan, right, when it comes to that situation, right, the safety of Rick Ross and Jim Jones and Meek Mill and them is the safety of like, I had to write this and I had to do that because this is what's going to get me out of my situation. Like, this was going to get me away from getting killed. This was going to get me. And so I just felt like whenever that safetyness feels disrespected, you come at it like a certain type of way, because it's like, yo, that's what I need to do to get my family and others out of the situation. And then for D1, it's like the safety for him is the opposite. It's like, yo, this is actually opposed to how I feel or opposed to my safety, because this is what got my friend killed. And so it's like, to me, I'm just seeing like, y'all safeties is getting disrespected in a sense. And when that occurs, it's like how it comes with like a parent and a child. It's about how you deliver that message to that person's safety. Because if I come at how you feel safe, you're going to come at me because that's your protection. That's your thing that got you out. Like, don't ever disrespect my mother. Don't ever disrespect my father. Like, they brought me here. So I just feel like when we have a message, we have to consider our safety, the other person's safety, as far as why they're doing what they're doing, and then delivering it the right way so that they can hear it, so that it feels safe for them to understand it, as opposed to disrespecting what got them to that level. And
I agree with that. But the thing is, I don't think the brother disrespected him. That's the part that I feel like the only thing he did was call their name. But I
don't think he did either. I think they felt like it though.
They felt like it.
I don't think he did either.
But I think the fact that they felt like it leads to a deeper pathology. Because why did you feel the fact that you this wealthy?
Absolutely.
You this ahead. You up. Rick Ross up. He's doing pretty well.
Absolutely.
Why, and Jim is doing well. Why nothing he said should take you to that place?
Nah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's
I got to pull in.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, We grown.
Yeah.
He said, "I love you, brothers." Like I'm a big word person.
Absolutely.
So it's like he said certain key words that should have quelled your passions just a little bit, especially on the world stage. You threatened to beat him, all this, but it's like you kind of made his point when you could have kind of if you would have stayed in your masculine frame, you could have kind of challenged his point and created a new conversation if you would have stayed still. Because one thing, that's why I always respect cats like Malcolm X and a lot of black leaders, that this generation, when I say this generation, I ain't talking about the young people, I'm just talking about us, period.
Yeah, absolutely.
80s and up.
Absolutely.
We do not know how to deal with detractors with a certain type of decorum. Absolutely. Malcolm X would be on a panel with a straight racist.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't flinch.
Absolutely.
I totally, and just disagree with him.
Absolutely.
Intellectually, shake his hand and walk off.
Absolutely.
That's gangster.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm gonna smack the kufi off. It's like, no, that's not how you do it. Even if you watch mob movies, they eat some linguine with you. Absolutely. Let you know your horse's head is in the mail or some shit. But we gonna break bread and talk first. It's just a way to do things that you could. It's like everybody not gonna agree with you. If you're rapping, like D said, like if you're able to, because Rick Ross brought up the turkeys. More people would listen to your music and eat the turkeys, bro. Like Nino Brown gave out turkeys, but he sold crack. So it's like, don't play with our intelligence. Yeah. Don't bring up no turkeys like that. Giving people turkeys is not, it's cool, it's commendable, and people need to eat. Absolutely. But people need their mind nourished as well, so they can feed themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can keep giving you turkeys, but if your mind ain't right, I'm gonna have to keep giving you turkeys. Absolutely. So it's like, if you're able, that's why I respect Nas and Pac, because at the height of their careers, they still was able to tell you the truth. Absolutely. I feel like if you are not able to tell a real story, give cats real game, not just the money game, and I'll flip this real estate, no, but real cultural game. If you're not able to do that at the height of your career, you're not a real MC. Like Nas was making Black Girl Law's second album. Life's Official on his first album. Memory Lane's on his first album. Just different aspects of.
And Nas had a father too.
Yeah, he definitely had a father.
And the mother that he, you know what I mean? Like in that environment, which is just like I said, another part of the safety of how he could separate what he saw because of coming home and having a balanced situation. You know what I mean? And I agree with you. That's why I was saying, you brought up the Malcolm X situation too. If you look at it, a major part of Malcolm X was changing his diet too. In a sense, when he came over into the Islam world, it was more following Elijah Muhammad with the way to eat. You know what I mean? Malcolm X colon and all that they were saying when he passed and things like that. So I think that, and this is an opinion, but I think that like it gets to a point where like you get a little bit kind of, how can I put it? It's like, all right, it's like the same thing with a person's job, right? It's like, yo, deep down inside, you got way more to offer, but like this job has held you down. And so you got two choices. You could really flip everything and change, right? Or you could be like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna stay right here. And there's karma that comes with not honoring the parts of you that say like, all right, we don't need this no more. And I think that was needed for them to hear, Jim Jones and Meek and them, because they could be ignoring parts of the stuff, which is why they're offended, or parts of them, because they know deep down inside they've been supposed to change and maybe go on a route that they haven't gone. And that's just my opinion in that sense, because I mean, it's nowhere in my opinion that you're out of it. Like, it's no need to continue. But if that's what got you saved, it could be hard to get rid of that, because it's like, I gotta really do the work to be another version of myself as
the
being
thing
comfortable.
I ain't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. I was done.
But I don't. The thing is, I think them dudes, like, I think in their own way, Meek and Jim do drop jewels sometimes. It's just not the most overt way, but it's street. Like Jim be having he be dropping some little street wisdom in his music. And I feel like instead of getting so emotional about what he said, I would have just brought up, hey, brother, did you ever hear this song I did? Like, they could have just responded in a different way. Absolutely. That could have, it's like the way they responded just automatically gave him the W, because it's like, look at you. Gotcha. You about to beat me up just because I said something about the music. I called you out for making violent music. How do you respond? By violently threatening me. Absolutely. So you kind of like made his point when you could have just gave him a little pushback and gave him some perspective. Like, brother, I respect that. I hear you. You know what I'm saying? I wish you would have hit me first, but did you hear this song? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? You hear that? You know what I'm saying? So I just think, cats, you can make, you don't have to make a We Are the World song.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I just feel like the greatest artists of all time always reach back. Like, look at Michael Jackson. Who's bigger than him? He made songs like Man in the Mirror, black and white. They don't care about us. It's like,
Absolutely.
you can speak to truth. This hip hop came from anti-establishment. It was speaking for those who. That's what this shit came from, man. It's like, I just don't see why people always try to. You cannot go away from that. But what happened to self-destruction? Remember they made that back in the day. They made We All in the Same Game. Why can't nobody make that now?
No,
that song will have, that type of music will have way more of an impact now than it would back then.
Nah, to me, I think that a lot of times, like, you get into the entertainment part so much that it's like the parts of you that you could be reaching, like, I feel like it hurts a little bit more because they needed to hear that. Like, and it's like you know how sometimes like a person spaz out when you tell them the truth, and then later down the line they be like, yo, you know what, yo, my bad, I need to hear that. I might have not had known that, or whatever the case may be, or I might have tweaked on you, but that's because I need to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Probably a lot of people not telling them what they need to hear.
I don't know. Jim
Even though I
sound
know
like
they
he
probably
finished.
know inside internally, because I don't feel like if you don't know, why would it? I mean, I think if you don't know, like, it wouldn't even matter. Like, it only matters if you kind of already knew.
Telling the truth is a part of hip hop, though. That's why I don't be understand these cats where they come from. That's a part of the genre. To speak about the social, political plight of the people as well in your music. That's a part of the game.
And I agree with that. And I think that, like, the more you tell the truth, I feel like people are a little bit scared because you don't get paid as fast as much a lot of the time when you tell the truth. Like, and I just feel like I agree with that. But then it's a whole part of rap where lying too is making people millions of dollars. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the entertainment part. But I mean, there's so many fields to hip hop. Lying is also, like, if you remember, like, a lot of people fronted to look like they had it when they never really had it.
He
like,
said he knew the real Noriega.
Facts.
Not only did he know him, he owed him 100 favors. Like, you said that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, whoa, bro, okay. So you can't, that's why, like, my boy Nas, I always give back to Nas. Nas, after he battled Jay-Z, he had the crown. He had all the attention on him. Next album, what he come out with? I know I can be what I want to be. Mm-hmm. That's real to me, because it's like, and I had Cash to be clowning me like, look at this nigga, bro. Look what he talking about. I'm like, are y'all retarded, bro? Like, this man is saying, yeah, I'm hot. I got all the cameras, all the lights looking at me, but I'm going to take this attention and put it to the youth. Absolutely. That's real. Like, I would never, I don't care how many hits you got. If you ain't got nothing like that, like even Pac, in the midst of his beef with Biggie, Machiavelli came out, he had White Man's World on there. That sold 4 million. Hip-hop is a genre where you can tell the truth and still succeed and sell records. That's why hip-hop is ill. We made it. They didn't give it to us. We gave hip-hop to the world. And we gave it to them by telling the truth from day one. The message, that kicked it off, what, 82? Telling you how it is.
Unless you come in not telling the truth, and it's hard now to have to deal with it, because that could be a thing too. It could be a bunch of, if you came in not telling the truth, and now you can't change it because
it'll look fugazi.
Yeah, because or you can't even do it internally because that's how you built it. Like, it's like building up a house with a brick versus some cheap panel on the side. Like, you can have the skills to know to build with the bricks, but you like, nah, I'm gonna do it the cheating way. You still gotta pay.
It's just like at some point you gotta look at the community and say, okay, can I talk about something a little different?
Absolutely.
It's so like that shit. You should feel, you don't see what's going on out here. You don't see how these kids is lost. You don't see a destruction, and you don't feel the need to say a little wisdom in your music, just a little bit.
I think they do. I think that's why they got offended a little bit. So speaking of all this hip hop and everything, I want to know about your music. Like, enlighten me on what you have out or what you putting out. I know you came down here to shoot a video. So yeah, let us know, because I know we know hip hop history E,
Yeah.
Relationship advice E, and all that other stuff. So what's up with artist E?
Well, I started rapping back in the day, and it's not something I thought I would be good at. Like, I kind of fell into it, almost like this content thing. And I was around people that was really good at rapping. I never thought I could do it. Then I met a guy in Orange, and he was really good. You know, he was popular in the neighborhood, known for rapping, and we became really good friends. And we kind of looked at things alike and had similar, like, interests. So it's kind of like, okay, let me try. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, from the first time I started writing, I was just nice. You know what I'm saying? And I took it a lot more serious back then, and I stopped. Like, I had projects I was working on, but I was working with a collective of people, and it didn't work out because too many chiefs, not enough Indians. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be the man. Everybody want to be the star. You know, cats is knee
That's
deep
a
in the
thing I feel
street.
like in Jersey.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? That, like, everybody is, you know,
right.
just in the streets, and it just was like, it's not about the music. So I was just like, and at that time I was young and I was married, working, little hustle here and there, and trying to do this music with these crazy people. You know what I'm saying? Because I love my boys, but you know, niggas is wild.
What age was this around?
This is around,
What age were you?
like, 20 to 25.
Okay, yeah, that's like Pac age, young and just wild still.
You know what I'm saying? That's when I was like really, really going hard. So it's like I always kept writing, but I never really put out like I had like SoundCloud, whatever, but I was really like, it's funny because I had stopped checking my Reverb Nation because as around the time people was converting to SoundCloud. And I checked it one day, a guy offered me a straight deal. And I checked it 4 years later, and it was like, at that moment it hit me, it's like, you're never supposed to second guess yourself, never supposed to give up what you want, because you never know who's paying attention. So now that I come full circle with this notoriety from this clip, I'm like, why not put it out? Because I feel like the music that I do, it's not far removed from what I'm talking about. I'm not one of them rappers that I'm talking about this, but I'm rapping about something else. My raps is very aligned with my talking points, so it don't seem like a stretch. It don't seem like I'm bringing you to a whole new person, a whole new perspective, like I'm some type of murderer now over a rap beat. Like, it ain't that type of thing. So I feel like my music, a lot of people liked it. I got a couple joints on my page, so I say, you know what? Let me just shoot a video for it and see what people like, you know what I'm saying, to see what people think. But I feel like with the connections I made, I might as well just start putting out music. It's just content. It ain't about selling 1 million records. It ain't about, you know, getting a Grammy. No, it's just about, it's another dimension of myself. And that's how I got my name Illa. It was from rapping. Everybody from my neighborhood know me from rapping. It wasn't, I mean, they knew I would always be putting them up on shit, but I was nice. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people thought my rap talent would get us to a different situation. Like, I'm really nice with it. You feel me? So it's like, why not put it out when I'm actually talking about the same shit I'm talking about? It's just the music, which is even more clever to me, because mad cats, either they too preachy or they just too secular.
That's
and
how
I feel like if you can find a medium where you could drop jewels and still make a motherfucker tap their feet, which I feel like I can do very well, why not do it?
That's how I feel, yeah. Because I be wanting to wake up. I can't wait to hear it, because sometimes that's how I want to, like, wake up and hear. Like, I don't want it to be like, sometimes it's like I'm down for I want to hear the word and I want to get inspired intellectually. And then sometimes I'm for the tap dancing. But sometimes I'm like, yo, I want a mixture of both. Like, I want to.
The best rap
hear,
does
and
that.
I don't want to go through different songs of different artists. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Pac, I done heard all the songs already. You know what I mean? So I'm like, dang, like, who can I hear where it's?
You know who's hard?
And it's new.
You know who's hard? And he's not new, but
or new to me, more per se.
Yeah, he been out since '97, and I seen his name a lot of times, but I never listened to it. This brother is crazy. Planet Asia.
Nah, I never heard it.
Planet Asia is crazy. He sound like that good old hip hop you want to hear. Like, if you like hip, shout out to Planet Asia. He's one of the greatest rappers of all time. Gotcha. Like, I like him that much. Like, it's like I feel like it's disrespectful for me not even that took this long to even get, because when you hear him rap, phenomenal. He from Cali. You'll think he's from Brooklyn the way he rap.
Oh, really? Because Cali got to escape.
He sound like he's from Canarsie. Like, I thought he was, I'm telling you, I thought he was from New York.
He got a set sound to me. Like, I could tell when the Cali.
You ain't not him.
That's fire.
Nah, Planet Asia is crazy. So he's dope. But nah, I definitely got some joints that I'm working on that I'm about to start, just putting out, just put a feel to see how people feel about it. I feel like I got a very unique style of rapping. I don't feel like I sound like nobody. And I think my way with words and talking is even more pronounced in the raps. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm really putting thought into it. I'm
excited just from the way you speak and what you talk about and your thoughts on how certain things are. It make me want to listen to your music. Even how you said the stuff about Nas, like that. Like I could tell like you could write, because a lot of people can't articulate themselves. But a lot of times, if you really got that pen and pad, it help you articulate.
Yeah, and it's funny when I be reading it, because sometimes I go back and just look at the comments from the videos, because people be saying some crazy stuff. And
what video? Like what video?
The viral video.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I ain't even talking about music.
Yeah,
the viral video.
One person was like, man, if this guy was a rapper, he would take over. It's like, little do you know,
Word.
you know, I do rap, you know what I'm saying? Because people feel like I got a good speaking voice, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's why I can't listen to a lot of rappers. I can't get past their voice. If you don't, like there's certain rappers that voices I can't do. You know what I mean? You got to have a certain voice that commands the ear. And I think these days, a lot of these cats' voice very high pitched, very like, just doesn't sound like you was supposed to rap. Like you're rapping because you got money and you from the hood, but you're not supposed to rap. I don't think everybody's supposed to rap. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm somebody that's supposed to rap and I've been fighting it. Like, no, I gotta work. No, I gotta do this. Like I've been trying to do everything but rap. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now it's like, fuck it. Like I always was like,
What's
no.
making you say it now? Like, what's making you go for it now?
Because I got a platform.
Fire.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why not?
Great reason.
You know what I'm saying? Why not? It's you know, I got people that are in tune with what I'm doing.
Say, right?
So why not put it out? You feel me? I should have been did it. It shouldn't have took this. But this whole viral situation, it just was an eye-opener, not just to, hey, people like me, they follow me, like, fuck all that. To me, it was more of a, you slept on yourself for too long. You know what I mean? Because it's not just what you said, it's you. People resonated with who you are as a person. Because now people want to hear my opinion on everything. Not just women. They just want to hear what I got to say. So it's like, damn, if I really took myself more serious and my talents more serious, who knows what would have happened. So it was really like a reality check for me. It wasn't like it was celebratory, you know what I'm saying, you know, but it really made me reflect on never sleep on yourself. Never second guess what you want to do for yourself because you never know who you're going to impact. Like, I feel like that little video wasn't really nothing to me.
But you was doing it, even from watching it, you feel like that ain't nothing. I
just feel like it's like, because some people go viral for dumb shit or like a moment, but it's like, that's me every day. So it's like, that's who I am. It's not like I turned it on for that moment. So it's just like, who you are resonates with people on a deep level. If you would have took that more serious and really just channeled your talents earlier, who knows what I would have been. But I'm blessed to be where I'm at. But it just was that's the lesson from it all. It wasn't about, oh, look at me. It was about like, damn, you slept on yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. That just made me to the point where you talked about we think we got to be a certain place by a certain time. And it's a black thing. But I get you.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right.
But that's what I was saying when it comes to the safety. Like, we do everything to feel safe. So we be like, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna do this because that feels safer. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we do. That's what our brain do. You know what I mean? But I think why it's a black thing is because we don't truly feel safe here in America at all times.
Ultimately.
So you be dangling with what's the best decision, even when you're not trying to. Like, just walking out the street outside is automatic safety on. Like,
especially coming from up here. It's intensified. Because I've been a lot of places. Look, I'm sorry. I think growing up in Newark, New Jersey, there's some wild places that's probably wilder, but it's just something about up here that I don't think is like nowhere else in the world, like, especially in America. Like, the lessons I learned here, it just puts you ahead of the game no matter where you go.
Gotcha.
It's like Essex County is just a world within a world.
Nah, absolutely.
I feel like it's the greatest story never told. Like, I feel like, man, so much talent here, so much, just a real place.
Absolutely.
Just mad, raw. It ain't nothing pretty about it. Like, it ain't like, Essex County is raw, man.
Nah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's real, it's raw, it's rough. Ain't nobody laughing, ain't like, they'll laugh once you know we sip in my little collective, but it's not friendly. And I kind of like it like that. Like, it's like every time, once in a while, it's like, I gotta feel it just to go, like, I gotta get a taste of it just to remind you, like, yo, ain't shit sweet out here. Because it really ain't. This world is really a take your head off. And it's like, I think they go too far sometimes here, of course.
Just East Coast, period. New York, Jersey, Philly.
It's different, man.
Yeah.
It's a certain grime and grit that just,
absolutely.
it just makes you like a little, it has its pros and cons. Yeah. But I wouldn't want to be from nowhere else.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? But I definitely want to get this music out, though.
So that's what I want to know, too. Like, before we get to the viral video, what's up? Like, how can we find your music? Like, is it out yet?
You can check. I got older stuff I worked on before. I'm on Reverb and I'm on SoundCloud.
Okay. We'll put the links in the description.
Okay, I'm gonna send them to you after the show.
Cool.
Yeah,
perfect.
I got joints up there on both pages, and I got a couple joints on my page. The joint on my page is 10 Toes Down. That's what I just shot the video for.
Got you. So that's the newest.
That's the latest.
Now that
it's totally original. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna hear both, so I can hear old E and current E, which I'm sure probably it's just an updated version? Because it sounds like you've been like this forever.
Yeah, like, to be honest, the stuff I did back then, I could put it on a new beat and really put it back out now, because ain't nobody really heard it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I used to go in with that rapping. Like,
I could tell you ready. I could tell you feel like you about to.
Yeah, I'm really about to put some shit out.
I wish you sending all the positive energy. If y'all could comment, send some positive energy for his rise and elevation with him, you know, dropping that music, because it's hard to pass. Excuse me. It's hard to get past that unsafe part of you. That's why we don't go beyond like chasing our dreams a lot of times. So when you got that courage and you learn like, oh, I slept on myself, and you had to feel that embarrassment or a little bit of regret, like, dang, look at the message I sold 4 years ago. But you needed all that to put you right where it's at. But a lot of times we could go through that sea and still not choose to do it. So I just want to tell you congratulations for that, and I just wish you all the positive energy and success with that.
I appreciate that, King, for real. I wish you success too. I love what you're doing.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So yeah, we gotta talk about this viral video. You know, we got to. Y'all got you here. We got to. We gonna have to have E up here for a couple of times, and I need you up here with Doc. So I think that's gonna be a whole nother type.
Oh, Doc Diggler.
Yeah, it's gonna be a whole type of another.
It's funny. Me and him met back in the day over we had mutual
rap.
Over rap.
Yo, you know
way
what?
Back in the day, because I had cats. I met all I was like people who knew. If you didn't, you didn't. But I met a lot of people through the rapping because I was just nice. So I met all the who's a lot of times. It just, we wasn't able to do this and do that because I was still going through a lot while I was trying to rap, trying to be a husband, trying to cope with just this whole. It was just a lot going on when I was rapping, and then at the same time I felt like I had no support.
Gotcha.
Like, cause I ain't go when I started rapping, I went straight to New York. My first show was in Brooklyn.
That makes
by
sense.
myself. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't feel like, because it's like cats. I didn't want to rap.
That's usually how it be though. That's usually how it be. I just was nice
from the first rap, and Cash was like, "Yo, you should do this, you should do this, you do this." So it's like Cash was putting the pressure of the hood on me, but not the support. So it's like, y'all putting all this pressure on me. Y'all telling people I know how to rap, so people expecting me to rap. But when it come to me doing shows, when it come to me getting to the business,
the real work, doing
y'all
the
not
real
helping
work,
it.
not the shiny object part of it.
So y'all put me in the front line, but when I turn back, there's nobody behind me. So I'm going to Brooklyn, like Brooklyn.
Yeah, fact.
Dolo. No one's coming with me. No one's supporting me. Rest in peace, my nigga Pop Rep. Only cat that used to come over there. And it's like, it discouraged me after a while. It's like, man,
absolutely.
I need to focus on my daughter, focus on my family, get a job. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
because you know what too, like, it's willpower. Like it's like with training too. Like, sometimes you need other people willpower because sometimes some stuff pops up and you need it to. Absolutely. So the times where it's normal to feel like, you know, it's not it right now. So having that group of people just keeps you where it's evenly divided within the energy of the goal versus you having to always power up the car every single time with that gas in the car. You might have took a long
and you
drive.
are the car.
Yeah, and you the car. You done took drives. Somebody else got to drive. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm already doing the mechanical work and getting nice, and I need you to drive sometime. Like, I don't want to be the person that's building the car, putting the gas in the car, fixing it. I could do that, but just drive when I need you to drive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I get it. I thank you for continuing. Hopefully anybody else that's feeling like they not sure, they done gave up, and they know deep down inside you're supposed to be doing it, please, y'all don't play yourself. Because we just talked about Nas and the point that you made of the wisdom and being better older even than when you were younger. So
definitely.
Yeah.
I think so.
So with the viral video, right? How did you get your knowledge on relationships? Was it through experience? Was it through watching family members? Was it through reading books? Like, how did you get your thought process on how men and women should be in relationships?
I mean, when it comes to black people, everything we do has a historical element to it. So it's like, I don't care if you're talking about nutrition, whether it's economics, whether it's relationships, street shit. It all goes back to us being tampered with as a people. So I think that fact that that's my base is history, I can translate that into any conversation because all our dysfunction is coming from historical issues.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I just feel like my being a student of history, it just gave me an eye for everything. But then on the same time, when it comes to these chicks and relationships and men and women, I've been outside. You feel me? Like, I seen it. firsthand, ever since I was a young cat, I seen this dichotomy where a lot of our sisters really liked a certain kind of man in the city. Like I seen the baddest chicks from school not give nobody the time of day unless they was, had some type of stature in the street or they played ball or there was never appreciation for just everyday. I hate to say average because people think average, like, he's just regular, but just a regular cool bro. Like I seen how that man gets overlooked and then he gets older and may not want to date a sister or even some sisters. They feel like they get overlooked and they get older, they don't want to deal with black men. It starts when we're young. It starts in school. You see the social dynamic of the black community start and formulate in middle school and high school. You see who's popular, you see who gravitate towards what. And just growing up in the city, I just seen like the women never really, like when we was on the block, it wasn't always chicks from the hood out there. It'd be chicks from the suburbs. They want to sit and chill with us in the trap. Why? I have no idea. So I seen that over the years, and it's like, now I see women will complain like, oh, our brothers is not this and not. It's like, but baby, the dudes y'all complain about the most is who y'all with. You know what I'm saying? 20% of our sisters, 20% of our brothers have most of the children in the black community. So you got 80% of black men, you got 50% of them are married, then you got another 40, like 30 or 40, that's not even, no, I think it's 30% are not married, no children. Then you got 50% that are married with children. Or maybe it's 50 without children and 30% that's married with children. But it's 80% of the black men that either are married or don't have any kids. So these women are having children with a minority of black men, which tells you that most black men are not street dudes, contrary to popular opinion. Most black men are not on the block. They're not trapping. They're not in the hood. That's a small, not to say there's something wrong with those brothers, but they try to make it seem like that's the norm. It's like whenever you fall in love with the minority of something, that means you out of touch with reality because most brothers are not those guys. So if you can only deal with those guys, that lets me know that you really don't know black men. If you think that's what they all are, when they're not. So you got most of these women having children with this small demographic of men. It's like, I just felt it was very contradictory because it's like, this is who y'all choosing. You know what I'm saying? You ignoring brothers who, I seen cats who were smart ignored in school. You a nerd. He got straight A's. Now you working for him and he feeling away. You know what I'm saying? But you played him when he was a kid. I seen in Shabazz when a brother would come through and just beat everybody. All he do is fight every day. He come to school for a week straight, he get an award. But it's cats that's in his class every day, doing what they do every day, and no one gives a fuck about it. That's black culture.
Absolutely.
We love to ignore the everyday person that's doing what they gotta do just to clout chase for what we think is tough or because we like to gravitate towards people that we scared of and intimidated by. Like I always say, black people is not scared of white people. What black people are scared of the most is black people. Which gives which plays into other people's fear of us. Cause it's like you scared of your own folks. So how you think we feel? You know what I'm saying? We scared to call each other out. Like the D1 situation. We scared to call out other people. We scared to call out people that look like ourselves. You know what I'm saying? It's like we are scared of each other. And we gotta get past that. You know what I'm saying? But like most of my life is just from when it comes to these women, just from experiencing firsthand, friends, dealing with them. And it's like I just see I was always an observant person. I just look at certain nuance and I just see, a lot of brothers, they think that because of their sexual prowess or their body or their money, that's enough for a woman. A lot of women think because, I got a degree or I make enough money and I look a certain way, that's supposed to make you qualify for a man, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? You have to be, as a black man, if you're not studious, you're not able to enlighten your woman, then you not it. That's not it. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell brother, I was like, when the last time your girl told you I ain't know that? When the last time you told your girl something that she wasn't hip to?
Nah, absolutely.
When's the last book you read? Absolutely. I ask my boys that.
Nah, absolutely.
And it's like, okay, you're not reading shit, you're not opening your mind to nothing else, but you want all this power and all this submission from a woman, you can't even teach her shit.
Absolutely.
You may got your bread right, and that's cool. You may got your shit together, but it's like, okay, you got your shit together to tell her what? Because women are about comfort. Like women like certain fancy stuff, but it's ultimately because they like certain environments to bring them to a certain comfort level to listen to you. Women have to get comfortable to listen.
Absolutely.
So it's like, okay, you got her comfortable, she's ready to listen. What you gotta tell her? Absolutely nothing. Like these cats only got no game to even give the women, so I kind of get it. But it's just our people got to redefine what we view as a man, and we got to redefine what we view as a woman. Because manhood is not just a bravado. It's not an image. You know what I'm saying? A dude could be walking down the street with some linen pants and some Sean Clettars and can whoop your ass. And the dude could be coming down here tatted up, the strap on him, and he'll never use it. But we have a certain image of what being tough look like,
Absolutely.
and what being sexy look like, and what being beautiful. We got these TV based
Absolutely.
images of what we define as a man that's not. And I love tattoos. I think they dope. But these days, like I said this on a show the other day, in the 90s, you'll have a rapper, you'll have an athlete, you'll have a teacher, you'll have a doctor, you have like people from, you have men from 10 walks of life, and they'll look like 10 different kinds of men. If you stripped a lot of these cats shirtless and just stood them up, you wouldn't know who was who. The rapper looked just like the doctor just looked like the trapper looked just like they all look the same, which shows you that they feel like, I have to take on this image to be accepted by my people. I have to, because tattoos are beautiful. I love body art. But some people want to look like that to give off a certain vibe. And it's because the pressure of black people make you feel like that.
Absolutely.
I know dudes who never seen nothing like that in their life. But if you look at how they look, you look like you're a gang member. Like, let's be honest, tattoos came from, back in the day, mostly it was people that's in the street. I mean, that's cats with tattoos on their forehead, neck, shoulder, and he do HVAC. You know what I'm saying? He work at Best Buy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why you feel like you have to look this kind of way? Because they feel like they gotta look this way for the affections of their women. Absolutely. And to look like they tough for other men. Absolutely. And that's a pathology that's inside our people, because we got these cartoon ideas of what our people are supposed to look like, or what looks tough, or what looks acceptable. Because we know that in our community, it's very rare that you're accepted for being who you are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you don't mind, if I piggyback, I just want to give an example of myself, because I remember, like, I'm just thankful that I was able to live with both my mother and my father entirely until my dad passed. But it was more of a thing of, like, I had a obsession with 50, like, not in the way of like a sexual obsession, just as a fan, like as a real hardcore rapper fan. You know what I'm saying? And I just remember I would be rapping many men wish death upon me. I'm like, 17, 16 at the time, maybe 15. And my dad, like, Kanisha, like, many men don't wish death on that man. Like, and I ain't know what he was talking about. I thought my dad was hating. But, and so, like, I had an image of what I particularly thought it should be, but that's what I learned, was that, like, being older is because we spend a majority of time away from our parents. Like, human beings are, like, we're the only living thing that, like, spends or sends our children away every day for 8 to 10 hours, sometimes even 12. If you work far, you gotta have a babysitter, and so you really don't get that. You know your kids, but a lot of times
you don't know what they're exposed to.
You don't know all what they're exposed to. And so a lot of times, like, if I spend 10 hours away from my dad or whatever, and I'm listening to 50 and all those things, but because I love and respect my dad, it clicked later what made sense and what to get out of a man, particularly what I should be looking for. Cause it was detrimental things that, like, 50 could not have helped me with, or nobody could help me with. My father had helped me with. But if you don't have that image, then your images of where it should come from can come from a grand, from TV to who you talk to, the teachers, and it's too wide. You know what I mean? Because we're not homeschooling our children or anything like that, where you spending, solid time.
And then we're not filtering what they learn when they come home.
Absolutely.
You got to talk to them and see what they watching, and see. We're not having filtering conversations to filter out what they observing, like, so it's like,
if you have time to, because you spend dinner and all of that, you really don't. It's the weekend, and the weekends if you got children, you taking them to places. You know what I mean? So I agree with you, and I think a large degree of that comes from just not knowing. Like, we know our parents, but can we really tell, like, what flaws and things that, like, you seen your father work on and mother work on, and, like, they talk to you about what's going on and what mistakes they made. They do once you get in trouble, but it's not a thing where you could see your parents elevating, but then you see a star elevating, and what they show you is what success is. You start dissing your parents low-key as a teenager till you get older. Sometimes it's too late, 'cause you got all that stuff instilled. So exactly. I definitely agree with you when it comes to, like, us, especially women, talking about coming down from the suburbs. Like a lot of times, like your mom and dad don't even know you down there. Like you hiding it. So you telling your parents you going to your friend house and stuff, and you really not. You in the hood. You know what I mean? I didn't know. I wasn't from. I was from suburban areas. I know people who've gotten shot because and had parents and good families and homes who've gotten shot or killed or harmed tremendously or traumatized because you going down somewhere from us being listening to Jewels, and not to pinpoint any artist out, but it was really pumped to us that gangster rap is what it is. Like,
because people that's not from the hood is fascinated by the hood.
Absolutely.
When you from the hood, it ain't fascinating to you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That's why it's like, even when it comes to films, it's like, I watch Power, I watch certain shows, but it's like, I like sci-fi.
Okay, cool.
I like sci-fi stuff. I like historical stuff. It's like, I'm from the hood. I don't need to be told about a shooting. Like, I seen it. It's like, I'm from this place. I seen it my whole life. There's nothing fascinating about it. It's really a trap. And there's some jewels you can learn in it, but you really gonna have to apply it outside of the hood. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a school of hard knocks. It ain't for the faint of heart. And a lot of people think it's something fun, cool about it. It's like, nah, we from here, but this ain't where you want to be.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? The hood will break you down.
Absolutely. I think it's a fantasy on both ends, because I think, like, from what I've seen and what I learned is, like, sometimes even though when you even from the hood you transition out, you think it's a level of change, and it is, don't get me wrong, but then it's like, to me, it's like you got a whole different type of awareness now you got to pay attention to, because you're the only black person
subtle
in this other area, a couple people. So now it's a different type of thing you dealing with versus it being a gunshot wound. Now you worry about Karens and going down the street to the gas station. Now you can't go to the gas station late. It's a different ball game. I just feel like we don't never get a chance to be safe as black people. Like, I don't want to say never, but it's not the same as other cultures. And I'm sure everybody has an experience where, you don't feel at your best opportunity. But for us, I just feel like it's on more than it is off of awareness of things, of being played or being ripped off or being killed or it's too much.
Yeah, because we got to worry about our own too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just always a challenge in this country for us, no matter where we at. Corporate America,
absolutely,
the hood, it's always going to be some type of obstacle, but that's just the burden we was given.
Nah, absolutely. And I feel like, to be honest, like, wouldn't nobody even be able to handle like we do, because we just, even the way our physical is, and we naturally strong, and we naturally can feel more. We don't got to counting bars. You don't have to count if you don't want to, but somebody else might have to learn 5, 6, 7, 8. We can feel it. So I mean,
we still the most influential people on the planet,
absolutely,
even at our lower state.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Hip-hop took over the world.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And to be more specific, like, people may not like this, but it's nobody like the North, East Coast black person. I think that person is the most influential person in the world. That's me. Nobody said that. That's just my personal opinion.
I kind of can agree.
I think that, hip-hop came from this area. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So it's like, look what it did to the whole planet. You know, you got other areas that influence. LA got a lot of influence, but I think it's a negative influence because there's a lot of gang. Everybody want to be a gang, which is like, it ain't their fault.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's their culture. But it's like, I feel like we gave people knowledge, culture, hip-hop. We, like, even when we go back to the Harlem Renaissance, I feel like this Northeast,
absolutely,
New York, New Jersey area always just gave something to the world that it's still riding today, because hip hop is all over the planet, man. I remember in the early 90s, they used to protest hip hop, burn CDs and all that. Now they using hip hop to sell everything from batteries to McDonald's. You know what I'm saying?
To the 50th anniversary, I saw Timberland put out boots. I kind of am a little upset, because it's like, y'all want to use it when it's so beneficial to y'all. Like, every single company now has some form of hip hop coming out. Like, even when it comes to Street Fighter, and even when I was at the North Museum and they had a 50th anniversary event, and I'm just like, dang, it's bottles coming out, or perfumes coming out, or shirts coming out. I was just like, Like, dang, y'all just use it when y'all
just
want to
use
use
us.
it. And so many, you use it when you want to make money off of it. Use it when you want to scare other people. Use it to make us think that's how we supposed to be. Like, it's
a tool that's in the wrong people's hands.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, I don't think that's hip hop though. That's another thing. People gotta stop calling everything hip hop.
Yep.
Hip hop is one thing.
Absolutely. That's true. That's a great point.
Trap is not hip hop. Drill is not hip hop. It's based on hip hop. It got hip hop because people think if somebody's rapping is hip hop.
Yeah.
No, rapping is an expression, a musical expression that comes from hip hop. But you can rap just like you can sing. Like it's just an expression. But hip hop is what you're talking about. It's your way that you approach the track. It's the type of tracks. It's using soul samples sometimes. It's a certain criteria to call it hip hop. Rapping is just rapping. That's like basketball. If I'm just dribbling, is that basketball?
Yeah.
No, I gotta shoot. I gotta defend.
Yeah,
I gotta pass. It's an element of basketball,
Absolutely.
but I can't just dribble.
Yeah.
So to me, just rapping is not don't make it hip hop.
Nah, absolutely. Or how you would put it is, like, you could go to the park and shoot around, but you're not a basketball player. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I get what you mean.
Exactly, because a lot of cats be rapping, but you ain't an MC for real.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you ain't talking about nothing, man.
Absolutely.
You ain't. When the last time you rewinded one of these cats' verses?
Absolutely. Yeah, or the ugly face, like, yo.
You heard what he said?
Yo.
It's like, the opposite. Like, you heard what he said?
Facts.
What? He
Facts.
really said that on the record?
Facts.
Like, it ain't like we used to live for those moments.
Absolutely.
You heard what Jada said? You heard what what's name said? I don't remember the last time somebody said that about any of these rappers.
Or a track, one of my favorite situations with hip hop is when somebody put out something and all I want to do is hear it that whole week. Like, I could play the same song all day for the whole week.
I'm still bumping stuff from '97 like
Facts.
it came out yesterday.
Facts, I do too.
And if people think I'm doing it because I'm an older person, bro, I want somebody to come out with something new. I'm gonna bump it if it's hard. It don't be hard.
It don't. Especially if you listen to more older, like you keep it. You don't be impressed. I be like, yo, I don't see it, and I'm not trying to hate. I be wanting to see it. I be like, all right, somebody put me on.
We love rap.
Man, like not even the hate. I think just if you keep listening to the real deal, it's hard to kind of like get stuff that's just getting by. Like
it's like comparing soul food to like candy or something.
Word.
Like that's why and it's funny because we were like, yo, these people keep making albums. Yo, when you eating sweets, it's like it's a high. Like great artists don't come out all the time because they put in a lot to this record.
Absolutely.
Like look at Kendrick. I feel like he's like a great
Absolutely.
MC, even though he don't have like the quotable lines, but he know how to make a complete album. He know how to make hip hop music.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down, he makes great hip hop music. He ain't coming out every Thursday.
Absolutely.
It's easy to come out every other Thursday if you just da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like that don't take, it's not hard. That's why so many people that's doing that sound. Like to me, the fact that so many people rapping the same way shows you y'all niggas ain't that nice.
Yeah,
that's why, because anybody can do it.
You cheating, man.
Anybody can do that sound.
Even with that, the Jersey club beat that's going around now, I'm like, oh, like dang, like yo, I feel like it's cheating. Like, it's cool to do it if you're playing around, but like, if you gotta feel like you gotta hop on the wave, it's like to me, like a new drug. Like, nah, bro, I'm not taking that new drug. Like, if I was smoking weed, I was smoking weed. Like, I'm not doing that new drug because it's the new thing. Like, nah. So to me, it's like, you know what I mean? If you believe, if you got that confidence, it is what it is. Or you really put the work in, then you don't need to hop on. You could if you want to.
Yeah, we lost our sound, man.
Facts.
Like Jersey, New York lost their sound.
Yeah, facts.
It's like y'all sounding like Atlanta, you sound like Chicago, you sound like London. We already had a sound, and the world loved it. That's why 50 and cats from the 90s could still sell out tours.
Facts. Like, we're about to get back to it.
Wow. Ooh.
It's about to get back to real music. Like, it's about to get back to it has no choice. But also, it's such a small... I feel like now everybody's getting to the point where they're not about to care if you a certain age putting it out. Because if you think hip hop is it's such a baby. It's literally only 50 years old. It's not even. It shouldn't even have any particular rules to who could do it or who could not. Because if you actually think about it, it's the only genre where we let everybody in. You could be gay. You could be a little kid. You could be a hoe in rap. You could be a gangster. You could be a college kid. Like, it's such a open dynamic. But because it's become such it's not in our hands no more, you know what I mean? And I think that now it's I don't want to say that's it's not in our hands anymore in the sense of mainstream, but we are at a space where you can still build a solid fan base and live off of it because social media allows you.
Yeah,
to
you don't need the majors. You don't need all that. You can really make a living and be on the low and be good. But I think the problem is the listener demanded more.
Facts.
Because it was never really in our hands.
Yeah, I get
But the listener demanded more from the artist and the genre back then, and they wouldn't support you if you was whack. They wouldn't support you if you wasn't doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
This generation, the listener is very slow. They don't even have they don't even demand what we demanded. They just want a vibe and groove. They don't even get the point of lyrics. They just it doesn't even register to them that that's a requirement.
Absolutely.
So the listener to me is a big problem with the current genre because they don't demand anything of these artists, but for them to just come out.
No, absolutely.
Like we demanded the Illmatic. We demanded Only Built for Cuban Link. We demanded Reasonable Doubt. Like you had to make something good because you know it wasn't gonna get no play. It had to hit. The beats had to hit. The bars had to hit. All these elements had to be checked off. It's not like that no more.
And too, now that I think about it though, you gotta really think about it. Like back then, like it was like a thing of like, yo, it was a competition thing. Like now, people don't even go in the studio to rap
together. They
together.
competing now, but it's a different. It's about likes and follows and shit.
That's where exactly not on the record per se. Like Styles was making a point where it was like, yo, if I'm on the record with you, I'm trying to kick your ass. Like, excuse my language, but now it's like a thing of like. They don't even go in the studio no more with each other. Like, just send me the track. Like, and also it's like a thing of like, I don't think people try to be better than.
And they love to rap with cats that they know can't rap.
Facts.
Like Drake. He loves to be on records with cats that don't even rap like that. The only time he recently rapped with J. Cole. See how that worked out.
Yeah,
smoked him. Yeah, so it's like, yo, nice rappers be on tracks with nice rappers. Bro.
Yeah, that's the thing. You had to be, because you really talk about like the Fugees and Raekwon and like.
Look at them Posse records, like Fantastic Four. You got Cam, you got Nature come after. It's like you had to bring it.
Nah, but when you think about the background of it, is you talking about artists who have pages of books who like got with people like, that's trash and like had to take the time to actually get better as opposed to like, I'm like, yo, I've been rapping mad long. I don't have anything out yet. I'm actually just now been learning how to rap. I've been going to places like, yo, can you help me? Actually trying to build, and it's been 10 years. I finally feel like, yo, this is how I want to sound. It sounds exactly how I want it in my head. And I'll be like, yo, how you rap shorter than me in your joint? You got way more videos. And I don't care in my head. And I'm just like, yo, that's crazy. Like, you just started rapping last year. You got 4 mixtapes out. But I see why nobody buying no tickets. Cause to me it's like I want to practice performance. Like I really care about it. Now it's like artists don't even.
They just into volume. They just feel like I just gotta put my shit out, get in the algorithm.
They don't even rap.
They not thinking about what they saying. They not putting much thought into their music. That's why they can do so much, cause they not saying nothing. When you're not saying nothing, you can do that all day. Absolutely. You really. It's like writing a poem compared to writing a speech. Absolutely. You can't write a million speeches. You write them in intervals. These cats are not saying nothing, so they can drop 7 videos by next Thursday.
That's true.
Because they not saying shit.
Facts.
They could do an album in a week. They could do 3 mixtapes in a week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they ain't saying nothing. They're not even rhyming sometimes. Not even on the beat.
And not even that though. You're not even learning your lyrics. How y'all performing with y'all tracks playing with the record of your voice playing in the background? You don't even have a show track. Like that's crazy. Like you don't even know your lyrics. Like it's impossible to get it out that fast and remember it to perform it.
Look at that verses.
Yeah.
With Jada and with the Locks and Dipset. To me, that was a powerful verse because at that time when they was out, to me. Looking back, I have way more appreciation for Dipset now than then because I didn't know the music was get this bad. But I wasn't a big fan of Dipset back then. Peace to Cam, shout out to all of them. I love all y'all. But I wasn't crazy about them back then. You know what I'm saying? I was on my Nas shit heavy. I was on my Jada shit. So I thought Dipset was the introduction of like silly bars a little bit. It's like they took it seriously, but it was more about the street side than actually what they were saying. So I feel like the Locks them doing that versus was like almost like a snapshot of when the game changed. The locks represented when bars still matter a little bit, and Dipset was like the new beginning of when bars kind of mattered, but it was just about, nigga, I'm in the street, I'm lit, and I'm
the look of it.
Yeah, and you see who won. You know what I'm saying? It's like
absolutely
that timeless, a mic, a MC, crowd control, and some bars. That's hip hop, and it'll never lose.
Absolutely.
It'll never lose to this other shit.
Absolutely. I actually make that point. I actually think that like that's the parenting of where it came from, because it's more of the look of it. Like people like to actually look like an entertainer than actually really be an entertainer. You know what I mean? Which is why it's more of a numbers thing. It's more of a who could drop more. Like even to the point where academics made a great point about which I get it, but he just made a great point about certain artists not dropping an album and actually needing to just drop singles. Because if you actually put a project together, you'll lose your fan base. Versus somebody having like a Ice Spice, and this is no disrespect to nobody coming up, but like a Ice Spice who is better to me, has to drop singles as opposed to you having to pay attention to. It's like a conversation with somebody. You'll be like, all right, if you just see him here and there, quick conversations, quick points, you might have a vision of them. But if you have to spend hours with them, you're like, oh, you ain't really.
Yeah, they can't make bodies to work because they talk about the same stuff.
Exactly.
But some people make that they lane, they kill it. Like, what's the name? That's his lane. He just drops singles and it works.
Yep.
OT Genesis. Coco, you know what I'm saying? What's the other one he did with Young Dolph? Cut It. You know, every once in a while he just dropped. You know, that's your lane.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's cool. That's what I was just saying. Like, dang, when that point that he made, I was like, dang, that's a good point when it comes to certain artists. They actually need to stay in that lane because you'll pay too much attention. You'll be like, oh.
You ain't even talking about nothing.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? But be honest though, these days, because there's a lot of artists who do that, and to me, they single artists, but they able to make albums too. So these days, I feel like if you got the internet connection, you can create a fan base and you can drop whatever you want.
Absolutely.
Now, if you want to be in a major label, maybe what academics are saying is right. But if you got an individual fan base, they gonna support, like the brother Lil Russell. He ain't signed to no major label. He be throwing concerts at his house.
Who, Russell?
Lil Russell, yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
He just be he invite people and he charge. He say, yo, just pay whatever you can afford.
Fire.
You know what I'm saying? And he got a cult following. So you don't need the labels today. You just got to consistently put music out, and people who mess with your sound and resonate with you. Because I'm like this. What's a victory to you? Making $40 million but getting raped from the labels, or being able to make $1 million a year and you own everything? Give me the $1 million a year and I own everything, and I ain't got to compromise myself, and I still get respect from the dopest artists in the game, like a Currency. I love his career. He got his own clothing line. He got his cars and stuff going. And he make music all the time at his leisure, at his own pace, and he can still get a future from anybody in the game.
Absolutely.
Instead of having to sell your soul and just to get a point off a record, but you get 40 million. It's like, I'd rather have, so to me, if you make 100,000, if you making 70,000 a year off of just your music, to me, you winning.
Yeah, absolutely.
If that's all you get to do is make music. So if you making 100,000 to $1 million a year just from rapping, to me, you're living great.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, some people think, oh, no, I need 40 million, bruh. People don't realize how much $1 million really is. People don't realize that if you were just making 20, how many people can't live off of 20,000, 15,000 a month? If you can't live off of 10, 15,000 a month, something wrong with you. You need 100,000 every month, really? Like, what are you really trying to do? That's why I be saying, like, the world don't even need billionaires for real. Like, you don't need it. You don't need that much money, man. You really don't. So if you can make a living off of doing what you love, to me, you are winning.
And that's the point of what I was saying. Like, depending on what you in it for. If you in it for the rap part of it, as far as it being really you putting the pen to the pad, or it being the look of it. Because the look of it is the 40 million. And the
and you don't owe nothing. You don't owe your publishing.
That's the look of it.
They gotta do weird shit.
That's the BMW what you work at retail. You know what I'm saying? That's the person that works at retail.
You gotta attend all these parties with these upper echelon, you know what I mean, European label owners and all. I don't wanna do that shit.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You got the retail worker that got the BMW for the look, but you got the retail worker that is gonna go up and go to manager, this, that, and third, but drive that Honda but live a great life. And you know what I mean? So I agree with you. I
You
definitely.
ain't got to you could go out to eat without people taking out a million cameras. Like when you get to a certain level of
Still
fan,
get
you can't even
stain
enjoy
to
your
go
life.
in it, and still have the stain to go where you want to go, and not have the whole, and still have the stain. Like,
Drake can't just go to Burger King real quick.
absolutely.
You know, that's not a life. Where you
Nah,
just
it's a whole
it's
nother
cool,
ballgame.
but it's like even when I went viral, like my inbox, I was like, all right, Joe. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
I could imagine what them dudes deal with because people will be pulling on you, ask you mad questions, million questions all the time, flooding your DMs. It's like, I like being out the way. I like being able to just walk down the street and I could just be cool. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm a prisoner to my own fame and shit like that.
Absolutely.
Like, the money cool, but if you can't go nowhere without security and all that, that's not life to me. That's not living.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I think like when it comes to like the next episode we do, we gonna have to break it down into segments, cause we ain't even gonna have time to get into the
Yeah, we could talk about many things.
yeah, we ain't even had time to get into the viral video. We gonna have to talk a separate conversation about relationships, which I'll probably have you on for a whole different segment for that.
That's a fact. That's a
But
fact.
is there anything else you want to share with the audience before
Well,
we go?
just if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, because a lot of people, they follow me on the gram, then they ask me questions like, yo, what's your YouTube? And it's like I post all the time the stories, because I don't even feel like I'll be wanting to hit people over the head and flood they timeline. But it's like I'm on YouTube, illasophical_radio. I got some dope interviews. I got one with Beasley, got one
watched
with
that
Big
one.
Ja,
That was dope.
got one with Minx. And I also got some interviews on my Instagram, but I'm working with a young lady, Lucky Marie. Shout out to Lucky.
Yeah, show. You got a show, right?
Yeah, it's called The Narrative.
Okay. Got it.
And we pumping that out every week, and we're gonna have some real cool guests. I just got in touch. Shout out to Melvin Farmer. I should be working with him soon. He's gonna be pulling up. So you just just tap into the YouTube. Just stay abreast of what we're trying to do. The Narrative is a real dope show where we getting away from this gender war conversation. And if we're gonna touch on the topic, it's gonna be from more informed place of love and empathy, because at the end of the day, we need each other.
Absolutely.
And I want people to leave my content with an understanding of appreciation for each other, not, oh, these women ain't this and these men ain't that. Like we need each other. And confusion.
And
Like
confusion.
we need each other, man, no matter how bad it look, because sisters be tripping, brothers be tripping. It's definitely bleak, but we still need each other.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So just keep
Absolutely.
continuing to support me on all platforms. And support Key, you know what I'm saying? She's doing big things.
Thank you.
Very positive show. You know, we need to support real platforms, not all this this negative, toxic stuff that people getting all these millions of views from just absolutely nothing. We don't need support. They need to support the real stuff. That's giving people hope and changing their life for the better. I don't care if it's just one person that. I'm pretty sure you got people that hit you up like, I really like what you're doing. You know, they be meaning everything.
That made it to rehab, that couldn't get their family to rehab off our episode. So I'm straight. Like if I don't do nothing else with this show,
That's
I'm
what it
straight,
matters.
straight up from
That's what
that.
it's about.
And kids coming in to the restaurants wanting to be healthier, I'm straight. So I'm just glad we can continue to keep going.
That's what's
You know
up.
what I'm saying? And
What's up?
thank you for coming and us making
Thanks for
this
having
work,
me.
man. Thank you. Last episode of Health and Hip Hop. Not last, excuse me. Let me close that. Thank y'all for tuning in for Health and Hip Hop Show. Shout out to my boy Composer Rel. Thank you, E, for coming through.
No doubt.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Mike.
Peace and love, y'all.
Thanks, babe.